NWO writes, "Hello Lee, I find lately that you're showing us that there is no trick or anything. You don't have to. Don't mind the people that try to debunk all that's happening going on. We know and you know." From the Conjuring House to the Amityville House, all the way to the Velisca House and the Lizzie Borden House have nothing in comparison to Lee from Really Haunted. Hey, everybody's the Shape, and yes, Lee lives in the most haunted house on planet Earth. And all the other haunted houses, they're not even close. It's not a close competition at all. If all the stuff that happens in his video really, truly happens, you better get some scientists in there. I mean, come on now. And the comment I read earlier in the video at the beginning was geared toward debunkers. I think in the last video I done on Lee, or may have been the video before that, I said, his followers are dumb, they're stupid, they're idiots. That's the wrong way to look about it. And in fact, I got a couple of comments, people saying, I think you went a bit too far. A lot of these people are being tricked because they're gullible. So I'm not going to name call, but yeah, they are gullible. Super gullible. And you would be shocked if you went into his comment section, seeing all the comments of people saying, oh, it's your guardian angel. Oh, it's Vlad the Impaler. Oh, it's this, it's that. And judging by the comment at the beginning of the video, they're aware of debunkers. So they know we've debunked Lee how many times? Bunches. And this is no exception. Because Lee here, he's decided to do memberships. And I don't have a problem with memberships unless you build it on a lie. So let's get into this video. Now, our first clip is one of Lee's classic clips, you know, where there's a blind spot and then all of a sudden something comes sliding out in front of the camera from the blind spot to where we can't see through the blind spot, whether it's a wall, an island in a kitchen, or whatever, but the camera can't see through it. But whatever object that just gets pushed by a ghost comes sliding out of that blind spot. It's one of Lee's classics. It's like the ghosts have to be in blind spots before they can perform anything. But also a cup gets thrown as well, double. Let's take a look. Then there's 6 seconds of static camera footage that could be cut anywhere at any time. Two things happen in that kitchen, and both of them have something in common. The trash can comes flying out of a blind spot, and the cup goes flying into a blind spot. It's as if the blind spot has something to do with the paranormal. Like like a person's in the blind spot. Wow. Now, you saw the cup getting thrown. Now, any regular paranormal investigator, they would see that and go, wow, that's incredible evidence. Lee has another camera that's aimed toward the kitchen that's always in his living room and it's always recording. But we don't get to see that angle of the cup flying. It's strange. But let's take a look at this evidence a little bit closer. Obviously, there is a string attached to the cup. You can't see it because, well, for one, the camera is low quality. But here is this angle. Too bad we don't get to see the living room camera angle. To see the cup flying from the other camera angle that's always running. He never shows that camera. So hey Lee, why don't you release this camera angle? That way we know for sure that you didn't stage it. And here we have the garbage can that comes out of the conveniently blind spot. The island in the kitchen there. Now I want you to pay attention to the blur here. That's not a natural camera blur. That is a camera blur that you use in your editing software. Now let's turn our X-ray vision on like Superman. If we could see through here, this would be exactly what we would see. It's a person crouched down there pushing the garbage can out in front of the camera hard enough to knock the magnets off the side. And Lee is in on it.
So basically one of them was just launched off. I heard that, and then I heard shit in there.
Lee heads to get the other cup to show no strings attached, but did you catch that? There's a cut. And he walks up to the camera to say, hey look, there's no string or anything attached to this cup.
Costa, coffee, just plastic cup.
It's a Costa brand cup. I suppose you called it. See, and that's how Lee tricks his audience. He's showing the cup saying, look, there's nothing, there's no string here on this cup. You know, there's nothing taped to it. There's no sticky stuff that holds a string to this cup because I walked straight to it. But the problem is, Lee, there's a cut there. And once there's a cut, then anything could have happened. You see how that works? Because you cut from the kitchen camera to the living room camera. That's a cut. You know what? Let's take a look. No point in showing the cup, Lee, because here's a cut right there. And that completely ruins any of the continuity. Period.
But this was the actual, that shocked me.
All the things that happened to Lee and the garbage can is what shocks him.
This was the brutal bit.
Look, I know my accent is all hillbilly, like, I know. So, I shouldn't have room to talk. But I tell you, I cannot understand a thing that man says. I ain't even going to try to imitate him. Somebody help me. I have to do that in every video. You gotta love it. You remember how in the older videos I would always point out the fact that this ghost throws stuff and all this other stuff, but it never damages anything that's expensive. Ever. And Lee brings that up in this clip.
Holy shit, look at all the magnets on the floor. There's some broke magnets and stuff. Now, magnets are, you know, inexpensive things, but at the same time, they're like souvenirs.
Souvenirs, you say? They could be. They very well could be. Or they could have come from the Dollar Tree, flea market, yard sale, everything for $1.
Right, you have my attention. I know that you're around me, so I'm not going to ask if there's anyone here. I know you are. I can feel you. And I know that you won't show yourself because you're afraid. You've just clearly had a boost of power.
I know you're here. Clearly, they just had a boost of power. Obviously, I mean, how else would a ghost throw a trash can, throw a cup, and do all the nonsense that you claim that these ghosts do in your home? Which really begs the question, Lee, and I'm asking you right now. Why do you not allow any paranormal investigator, or even scientist for that matter, anybody come in there and validate your claim that all this paranormal is going on? It's either because you, I don't know, just don't want nobody there, or, you know, if somebody come there and investigated, your little grift would be up. Because they'd be like, dude, we didn't catch anything. That's how it would go. And Lee knows that.
But you kind of let yourself down. Whereas this was scary.
Okay, class, let's point out all of the paranormal happenings that's went on so far. Trash can comes from blind spot, slides in front of the camera. Cup flies off counter, off camera into a blind spot. And guess what? There's another piece of paranormal about to happen. And guess what it has in common with the other two? You guessed it. Let's see it.
Moving that little cup is more...
And of course the chair comes from, you guessed it, a blind spot again. Everything that happens at Lee's house comes from a blind spot. But why is that? I don't know, but if I was to guess, the chair coming out like that right there, probably Lee or one of his family members is right over there.
Right, every chair is out, even the far back one's out.
Oh really, Lee? The other chairs at the table are out as well? That's amazing. It's it's kind of too bad though, because it's in a blind spot. And another thing I want to point out real quick, it's not just the blind spots. People say, well, Lee was in the kitchen part, so it still couldn't have been him, because we see him, as soon as the chair slides, we see him come out of the kitchen. Well, see, the problem lies in static cameras. See, Lee doesn't walk right out as the chair's moving. The chair stops moving, and there's a time there where the chair's just sitting there, nobody's in frame. There could be a cut there at any time, and we wouldn't know it. You see how that works? Static cameras, the only time that you can tell when there's a cut is if something's moving on the camera, or it's like flickery lighting, like candles. Let me give you an example. Static cams hide cuts. Let me show you what I mean. I want you to see if you can spot the cut. I cut it, but could you tell? No, because there was no frame of reference of something moving. Now, let's see if you can spot the cut this time. You got somebody moving on camera. Bam. You clearly can see a cut. Now, let's do it one more time. Da-da-doo-da-doo. Oh, you can see the cut because we have something moving. But this is why it's hard to mask in uneven lighting. I put a mask right here and I want you to look at it. You see the difference? You can clearly see the line there because the lights are flickering and it makes it obvious.
You'll freak me out then. Right, you're on tripod here.
Crazy though, when Lee is holding the camera, none of these objects seem to move by themselves.
Just flip it screen right so I can see. So that's obviously come out furthest because that's got nothing stopping it, but...
Yeah, it's crazy how there's no scratches on your walls from these chairs hitting them.
I've got to forget over camera, this is friggin' hard. But, yeah.
Yeah. I need other camera, that's like a 5-foot handle.
And now Lee's going to grab the other camera. But remember, when he's holding the camera, you can bet no paranormal will happen.
So, this is where it's all gone down, initially. I don't think it could have knocked any more off if it tried.
You notice Lee catches a lot of amazing evidence, but every time there's a levitation or something like that, have you noticed one singular reoccurring thing? It's on a static camera. When he's got a handheld camera, nothing like that ever pops off. Why is that though? Because it's a lot harder to fake paranormal with a handheld camera, because you got to do keyframing and all that stuff, frame by frame. That's why. Lee is a fake, and not a very good one at that. Crafty, but not good.
Now these used to always come out or move, they were tipped over a lot, but I'm going to be honest.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I can't remember last time a bin, actually moved. But when they move, they go with force.
I cannot understand what he's saying. And dude, like I said, I understand the irony. My accent is thick. I'm a hillbilly in a mask. But did he say something farce? Let's listen to that again.
But when they move, they go with force. They don't mess about. That has clearly destroyed a number of magnets there.
Oh no, the ghost destroyed inexpensive magnets. Whatever should I do? Well, guess I'll have to go right back to the dollar store and go pick up, 20 more for $1. It's a pain at times.
So a few months ago, I mentioned in a video about, like loads of you keep saying like, when am I going to go live and do live streams and things like that.
Oh, certainly. Lee. Live streams, you say? That would be interesting. Although you can't fake in a live stream like you... Well, yeah, you can. You can still have somebody off camera doing stuff. But I don't think your live streams will be as eventful as your regular content. But I would like to see it.
And I've kind of given an explanation why I can't, because I've got, a youngish son, and I don't put like my family or friends or anyone on camera, but especially my son, I don't want him on camera ever.
So Lee's excuse for not doing live streams is he don't want his family on camera. Yet he's done his wife that way, or girlfriend, whoever she is, a bunch of times. And there's plenty of places you can live stream. You have that camper. You can do a live stream where nobody's going to run across the camera. But I have a feeling what you're going to do is you're going to have a live stream with all your cameras that you've already set up. The ones that you're really good at faking with. You're probably going to do stuff that you've already ran through your editor. And then you're just going to play it and just premiere it. And you're going to, like, I don't know, talk over it or something.
I mentioned about finding a way to do it, and I mentioned about turning the membership feature on here, which I've done now. Live streams are going to be pretty regular.
Like I said, I'm all for people doing Patreon, membership, super thanks, whatever. Way to make extra money, I'm all for it. As long as you're not selling a big, bold-faced lie. As long as you're honest about your content, the content that you make. And Lee, you can't do that because you stage your videos. And they, your gullible audience thinks it's real. You see how that's a problem, a big problem. You're charging money for an illusion. They think it's real. It's not real. And you're allowing them to pay for something and they have no idea that it's staged. That's a problem.
They're all going to be in the members area, but anybody what doesn't want to become a member, or you may, for whatever reason you don't want to be.
Please translate for me. Is he saying what for be?
For whatever reason you don't want to be.
The live streams, what we do in the members area, will eventually be put public.
Live stream, just me talking, might be one where things are actively going on or just happened.
Let me ask you guys an honest question, and be honest down in the comments. What's my accuracy when it comes to calling somebody out that maybe at the time they hadn't been caught staging, but eventually, if I didn't, prove it in the video, that is, but eventually they turned out to be fake or staging? What's my accuracy rate? And I take pretty good pride in it. So when I say that every piece of visual evidence that Lee has ever caught on camera is fake, and he did it himself or had help, I am comfortable saying that in a video, and my reputation's on the line if I'm wrong. But I think we all know. I mean, come on now.
Along with like a more detailed reason why I've done it, because I probably just rabbited on talking shit. Whipping. Where's this coming from? Why'd you not do a different noise? You always seem to do this one. Do it louder. I prefer it when it's louder.
Well, hey, Lee prefers it when it's louder. I mean, it's amazing that his poltergeists or demons or Vlad the Impaler or whatever it is, it's amazing that they can only do things that a human can recreate with half-decent editing software. Just whipping sounds all around, but you can't seem to find what's causing the sound. Just like this clap. Now, I want you to listen very closely, because My hands are right here, yet you're hearing clapping sounds. How is that possible? Because the sound's overlaid. That's all this guy knows how to do. String pull and sound overlays.
I'm surprised you've spoken now after what you've just done. I thought that would have wasted a lot of your energy.
It isn't Vlad.
It isn't Vlad. Who is it?
So, as Lee's there flapping his gums, he hears what sounds like scooting sounds, like a piece of furniture being moved across the floor or whatever. And that's sound overlays, folks. How do I know it's sound overlays? Well, I want you to listen to this next clip.
My wings are around you.
Listen again. Lee reacts to a sound that he forgot to add in post. Much like the angry Cajun, Lee forgot to add the dragon sound that time. So he's reacting to nothing. And people, I've had people comment saying, well, if Lee ain't hearing those things, how's he reacting to them on camera? He's reacting to nothing on camera. That's how. He pretends like he's hearing these things as he's walking around with his camera or whatever, and then in post, he goes back and adds whatever sound he wants. You see how that works? But this time he forgot, because he's not the, brightest bulb.
Do you feel me?
I feel something. Are you cold? Because that's all I'm feeling around me.
Someday I'll be a beautiful butterfly and everything will be better. From way up here, you all look like little ants. Was that you, Vlad?
I'm feeling cold all around me. Have you stopped?
Can't escape your gift.
Can't escape your gift. Why was there such a big pause? What gift? I don't have a gift. I'm just a normal person.
Like I said, guys, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, and that's, being nice about it. Lee here doesn't seem to know what a gift is. He thinks it means like superhuman abilities or something, like Superman. Oh, I'm just a regular people have gifts. You absolute buffoon.
It really is. I say it's cold around me a lot, but this is like a bubble around me. Was the spirit's name really Vlad?
Yes, Vlad.
Yes, Vlad. Was it Vlad Dracula?
You know what? Allow me to show you some static cam imagery that kind of gives you an idea of how you can be invisible with a static cam shot. That's all I can take from this guy.
Let me show you how easy it is to mask with a static camera, guys. You see that little pole, that little support beam right beside me right there? That's probably about, 2.5, 3 inches right here. Well, obviously I can't fit my whole body behind that, right? At least if I tried, you would see me behind it. Or would you? Let's take a chance. Well, I disappeared. But I'm behind that little support. How is that even possible? Oh my goodness. It's magic.
I've said it 1,000 times, guys. A static camera you can be anywhere. You can be everywhere. And you can be nowhere. All at the same time. It's mind-blowing how much a static camera shot can be manipulated. And I'm not talking about by somebody that's knowledgeable of editing and visual effects, optical effects. No, just somebody that can couple button pushes and you can do a split screen. That's all it takes. You don't need this big know-how. And that's what Lee does. And over the years, he's getting better at it. But he still ain't good enough.
You can't fool the #1 debunker of all time. The OG. Had to get that out. I know I feel better about this. Hey, join Debunkers Anonymous on Facebook. And old Polly and Mandy and all of them are doing a wonderful job at administrating it. They're always fair, and I would love for you guys to join. Got some bangers on the way. Love you guys. I appreciate you. And of course, we're back to debunking. And I'll see you in the next video. Y'all come back now, you hear? Peace.